So yesterday we talked about competition, and we talked about the advantages of competition, and we talked about the disadvantages of competition. One of the advantages of competition, does anybody remember, Fabian?
It gives you a competitive spirit.
It gives you a competitive spirit, and it also can give you direction. So that competitive spirit, you can take that into a direction of a growth mindset. Now, we talked about it briefly. We didn't jump on it really hard, but a growth mindset is just a mindset where as you place value on growth. Like we place value now, especially young people, you place value on material things. You place value on things that are tangible. But value is not monetary. Value is equated through freedom. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by that. Financial freedom, when you get to be an adult, deals with free of obligations. Now, as adults, we inherit and we encompass a whole lot of obligations. But we look through a growth mindset to acquire financial freedom. Financial freedom means owning your home, owning your automobile, 401ks, IRA Roth. All of these things equates to financial freedom. And thus, when we think of value, when we think of a growth mindset, and when we look at competition, we look at this as an avenue, as a direction for growth to achieve freedom. So, everybody in here, except Jeremy, this is your first day back, everybody in here has come up with a business idea. A business idea that they have equated to what they believe their talents are. And we have had 3 exercises. One exercise is you were to identify your competitors. Secondly, you was also supposed to identify your customers. And thirdly, you were going to identify, and what we needed to work on more diligently, a single unit of sale. So everybody should have 10 competitors. Everybody should have a group of customers in which their product is aimed towards. Now, value. To create and to steer your competition to a growth mindset, we have to have a definitive definition of value. Now, I told you what I thought value was. What's valuable to you, Terrence?
Value is like something like that has worth to it, I would say.
Like material things. It's okay. I mean, I said that value to me may be a little more expanded for material things, but being a young person, material things, like you like to play, you say you play 2K all the time. You talk about it every day. So your gaming system is valuable to you, right?
Yeah, that's valuable.
All right, what's valuable to you, Mr. Dunbar?
Time.
Time is valuable to you.
Most valuable.
Fabian, what's valuable to you?
My phone.
Your phone. Your phone. I know a lot of us who get our phone taken at school, really spaz out about it. Because your phone is extremely important. Mr. Scott, what's valuable to you? Your family is valuable to you. So, as you put together what's valuable to you, you have to connect that value to your business. And this connection is directly connected to your growth mindset. So your growth mindset is directly connected to value. Also, as with competition, your direction is directly connected to growth mindset. Now, in terms of your business idea, you, Ms. Norfleet, you said that you want to sell hair bundles. What was your business?
Video game development.
Video game development. What was your business, Mr. Scott? No, you. What was your business?
Basketball. I want to build basketball court.
You want to build basketball courts. And then we had talked about using recycled materials and things like that. Mr. Dunbar, I know you were here a while back. You're just returning. We'll get more into that. But as we look at our business ideas, and then we look at our competitors, and we look at who it is we're going to market our products towards, we also have to look at what is the direction, what is the value, and also we have to look at how we can approach our business with a growth mindset. And once you do that, you approach life in the same way. Life is about growth. You don't want to be in the same place you are right now in 10 years. And just to let you know, when I was your age, I was in the very same place as you are. I was on 79th and Bennett, hanging out on the corners, doing wild stuff. Right. I'm not going to get all on that level with you. But I started to develop a growth mindset. I started my own business. I ventured out into things that were uncomfortable for me. And you have to do that. You're going to have to adopt things that are not comfortable for you to do to maintain a growth mindset. Now, once you have established a direction of a growth mindset and you've established value in your business and in your direction, what do you have to do next? You have to connect these things to freedom.
Freedom?
Freedom.
Not free.
Because the human spirit yearns to be free. Now, all of these things are words that we've seen before, but what do they mean to you? What does freedom mean to you? What does freedom mean to you?
Doing what you want.
Movement.
Doing what you want, right?
Basically.
Not being tied to things that you don't want to be tied to. Yeah. And now, let me ask you this. If you're renting an apartment, are you free?
No.
Because you don't own that apartment. You are paying a rental amount to live in a place that you can be kicked out and removed from. And you have nothing to show for it after you've given that money. So a growth mindset would say that we're going to have to own. But owning means that you have to give up part of your freedom, right? For how long? It means that it's just like indentured servitude. At some point, you're going to have to give up some of your freedom to acquire more freedom.
You could die or something.
Right, you could die, but mortgages are a signing over of your freedom to acquire ownership. But an ownership should always be connected to a growth mindset. And the value to your ownership should not be directly connected to anything material. Now, this is personal. In terms of your business, you have to have the same idea. So when we look at competition, as we started out with, competition helps us develop direction, right? Those are the advantages of competition. Also, what competition does is competition makes us tighten up our own products. The last thing I want to talk about with this is money. Now, one of the ways that you can respond to competition is by lowering your prices, right? You can say, hey, we're in a price war. I'm going to lower my prices so my product is cheaper than yours. And then I can outsell you. That model is dead. That model is dead. That is not a successful sales model. The successful sales model is
how you gonna get more people to buy your stuff?
By adding value
like quality
to your products. With you, basketball courts. What is your basketball court? At the same price that another company would develop a basketball court, how can your basketball court add value to its customers without having to devalue the product? How can you create video games that adds value to the experience at the same price that they're selling at?
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Quality.
Like what's different from your competitors?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you have to make, that's a definitive definition.
Right.
That's a definitive definition. And when we go into things, we don't go into things with fully defined definitions. We go into it with like, I want to make some money. I'm a hustler. You have to have defined definitions to succeed in business. Because business is a hustle. But it's a hustle that has rules to it. And you have to walk that line. And people that when we looked at the video on entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, what was the thing that Steve Jobs said? He said that the main idea behind his model was that he was providing value that he felt he wanted in his life. So he made it personal. And he worked from a growth mindset in his approach to competition and his approach to value. So that's the lesson for the day. The lesson for the day is our approach to these three different dynamics. Because our approach is the most important aspect of success. Because you can approach something and you can get something, but if you don't understand how you achieved it, you can't really recreate it.
Okay.